Alrighty, how about that, Knicks fans? Merry Knicksmas. Merry Christmas to every single one of you out there. Wow. What a win for your New York Knickerbockers as they come back on double digits in the fourth quarter. Led by Brunson, Kolek, Clarkson, Mitch. Probably my favorite watch of the season, and I've had a lot of those. But holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks just that fourth quarter was everything and more, and then some. And to top it off, Tyler Kolek just continues to do it, continues to play extremely well for this basketball team, continues to get the playing time, continues to show off that he's built for this shit. Yo, can we actually talk about what we just saw today? Christmas Day game in Madison Square Garden. Knicks look dead heading into the fourth, right? Dead. Cavs go up big. We're like, just not the Knicks night. But then in that fourth quarter, it started with the Mitchell Robinson offensive rebounds that really propelled this run, that run in the fourth quarter. And then Tyler Kolek hustle plays. Jordan Clarkson was absolutely incredible today. Brunson with some clutch threes. Can we actually talk about what we just saw, ladies and gentlemen? This is a real development we are seeing right now with Tyler Kolek. This is a real development, ladies and gentlemen. This is real. This kid is the real deal. This kid is the real deal, guys. Right? It's not just the hustle, which I love. It's not just the energy that he brings to this basketball team. It's the trust within the coaching staff, right? Mike Brown trust in the close. Trust from the staff. Trust in closing moments. Trust in big possessions. You got a sophomore guard with the balls to make plays late. Defend in transition. That defensive play that he had on Donovan Mitchell today was absurd. I was like, no way. No freaking way he's out there making plays like that. Right? And there was a lot of big moments today. The Cat putback was awesome, right? The Cat offensive rebound putback that rolled around the rim like 3 times and went in was awesome. And to not shrink next to Jalen Brunson. That backcourt, man. 2 undersized guards, right? Zero fear. Breaking every analytic model you've ever heard of. Like that we've even been told matters. 2 undersized guards. But one thing is for sure. Heart, IQ, toughness. You cannot teach that, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot teach that, and that is exactly what Tyler Kolek brings to this New York Knicks team, and that's exactly why he's having this resurgence this season. Because, yes, he's putting work in the gym. Threes, when he hit the 3 in the fourth, the Garden exploded. Haven't heard the Garden that loud since the playoffs. That led to a timeout for Cleveland. Right? Magic today that we just witnessed inside of Madison Square Garden on Christmas Day, man. Magic. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. Once again, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. What a freaking victory, man. Are we serious, man? Appreciate you guys in the chat, man. That was awesome, man. That was a hell of a basketball game from the New York Knicks. And look, a lot of honorable mentions to go around, and obviously Mitch was big with those offensive rebounds in that fourth quarter. Kind of like a weird game in a sense, because Knicks go down big in the first, and Brunson comes out of the game. Then the Knicks go on this run, 18-0 run without Jalen Brunson in this game in the second quarter, and most of that was due to the play of Jordan Clarkson. Like, Jordan Clarkson was absolutely incredible in this basketball game. And the Knicks go on this 18-0 run. They get back in the basketball game, and it's pretty much what, a 1-2 point game at halftime. So, and then third quarter comes around, right? Cleveland gets their rhythm back. Cleveland gets their groove back. But in the fourth quarter, I mean, this New York Knicks team just hit another gear. It's like they said to themselves, and obviously we have Josh Hart going out with an ankle injury. Hopefully he's okay. But I had Mo Diawara hitting a three in the first quarter. It actually looked pretty good. Cleveland had 38 points in the first quarter, right? And the Knicks actually, the crazy thing about this game is the Knicks actually played better without Jalen Brunson in that second quarter, right? And some lineups play better without Jalen Brunson. Obviously, a ball-needy, dominant point guard, and you saw that with Jordan Clarkson, and you saw that with the Knicks, just played freely, just played fast. But then when it matters the most in the fourth, you saw Jalen Brunson hit timely threes and pretty much seal the deal. But I can say that, and I can point to many different plays that sealed the deal. That's what made today so special, right? Magical. Brunson, full 4-point play in this basketball game was magical. But look, man, Tyler Kolek has arrived, man. Tyler Kolek has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. And look, it's incredible to see. It's incredible to witness. It's incredible to watch. But here we have a sophomore player that has the balls. Like, it has the basketball IQ has always been there, and this year it just seems like it has improved even more. But Tyler Kolek has just been a hell of a bright spot for this team. I say it after every post game, and he's finally getting playing time. Right? He's finally getting playing time. No way in hell would he be closing if this was last year. No way in hell. No way in hell would Tyler Kolek be closing. And you're seeing the impact it has with just playing him. You're seeing it. You could tell he worked on his three. He worked on his shot. 4 or 5 from 3, ladies and gentlemen. 9 assists. 16 points. 9 assists. 16, 9, 2 turnovers, plus 24 on the night. This was after he had a career night in Minnesota. This is real, what we're witnessing. That this is not just like a little. I know it's like I know he's playing really well, but I think he can sustain this, is what I'm trying to say. I think Kolek can really sustain this run because of what he has in him. He has heart. It's magical what we're witnessing from Tyler Kolek. And the IQ is just off the charts. And, man, I love it, man. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, smash the like button. Man, oh, man, I see all of you in here. Appreciate the members in here. Loud and Clear says the Knicks Christmas Day win streak continues. Boom. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you guys are having a really nice holiday. And just to top it off with this Knicks win was absolutely incredible. Eddie says it'll be criminal to trade Tyler Kolek. Yeah, he's not going nowhere, man. Tony says, I campaigned for Kolek last year, and you know this, and I'm glad y'all getting to see the Kolek potential. We all campaigned for him. He just never played, man. Never played. Merry Christmas, Jerome. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. GTM says, I want Tyler out of the trade rumors now. Out. No more. No longer. Joe says Clarkson came to play. I don't want to gloss over the Clarkson aspect because he was incredible, man. 25 points, 5 of 10 from 3, right? And in that first half, I think I have a graphic that I screen captured. Yeah, here it is. Let me just put it in the chat. 14 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3. Most in any half this season. That was from Jordan Clarkson in the first half for the New York Knicks, right? When the New York Knicks were searching for offense, you had Jordan Clarkson give them that boost in that second quarter. And honestly, it carried over into the second half as well. Clarkson was incredible today. And, you know, A-plus game for Jordan Clarkson. He's been rock solid for this team off the bench, and he's starting to hit his threes. He's starting to play with confidence, and he's starting to play within the system. And what I also love is the 3 steals from Jordan Clarkson. Not only is he giving you the scoring, he's giving you the steals. 3 steals from Jordan Clarkson, and, we need it, honestly. We need the boost off the bench, and with Kolek, Clarkson, Mitch, that trio off the bench with guys down, no Deuce, no Shamit, those guys are really providing a hell of a spark for this basketball team. And look, to start this game, I go back to the first 2 minutes of this basketball game where Karl-Anthony Towns picks up 2 personal fouls in less than I think he picked up an offensive foul like 40 seconds into this basketball game, right? And then he picked up the second foul like 2 minutes in. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be one of those games for Cat, right? It's going to be one of those games. At this point, he is what he is. He's going to pick up his offensive fouls. Mike Brown has challenged him to cut that ish out, and it just hasn't happened. But Cat was a beast today on the rebounds, and he had the biggest points. One of the biggest points in this basketball game was a putback offensive rebound where he just crashed the boards and grabbed the board. It spun around the rim, and then it went in. But that was the biggest play of the game. Cat was a beast on the boards, but yeah, to start this game, it wasn't really kind for Cat, and he is what he is, man. He's gonna have those silly fouls. Hopefully, the coaching staff can get to him. I doubt it, but we shall see. OG was pretty much everywhere on the defensive end. Offensively, only attempted 7 shots today. Josh Hart was a beast, pushing the pace. Got hurt there at the end. I hope he's okay. 26 minutes from Hart. Mikal hit a nice baseline jumper in the fourth quarter that kind of that put us up, I believe, 4, if I'm not mistaken. That was a timely bucket, and then Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter was absolutely incredible. It was Jalen Brunson, it was Tyler Kolek in that fourth quarter that were incredible. The duo of those two, who would have thought? Who would have thought the duo of those two on December 25th would be so net positive in terms of everything, right? It's like a luxury to have Kolek handle the ball and Brunson play off ball, and those two feed off of one another like they've been playing with each other for years. And this is only the second year of Tyler Kolek, right? I would say it's the first year of Tyler Kolek. He didn't play last year. This is essentially his rookie year, right? This is essentially his rookie year. And here we have this dude. Guys, the defensive play that he had on Donovan Mitchell when the Cavs had a fast break and Donovan Mitchell had a wide open lane. In comes Tyler Kolek. I'll see if I can post the clip if I have it. I don't know if I have it, but in comes Tyler Kolek out on the top of your screen, right? I have it right here. This is what I'm talking about, right? This is exactly what I'm talking about. In comes Tyler Kolek in your screen, right? Not giving up on a play, right? Doesn't give up on a play. Stuff like this you can't teach. The score is 117-116, ladies and gentlemen. 117-116. Cavs got a fast break. This is an easy layup, right? If he makes this, it's 119-116 with plenty of time left still. But in comes Tyler Kolek sprinting to get back, and then blocks Donovan Mitchell. And thank God the New York Knicks still had a challenge. And then here you have Donovan Mitchell faking an injury, like, oh, you hurt my hand, yada, yada, yada. This was a hell of a play. Like, this is hard, man. It's not only offensively, guys. I've been saying this, not only offensively with him. His IQ is off the charts, man. His IQ is off the charts. And defensively, yeah, he's undersized. He's small. Yeah, teams are going to attack him. But when you're making winning plays like this on the basketball court, right? When you're making winning plays like this, and I wonder who the defensive player of the game is going to be, because this was the defensive play of the game right here. This play right here was a play, like El Figgy says, what's going on, El Figgy? Play of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler Kolek has the Timbs on and the hard hat on, because this was a hell of a play from him. Not only offensively, where he's making his threes, guarding, exploding. He's making plays like this. This is championship level defense. This is championship level hustle. This is what it's all about. And it's plays like this that my trustometer with Tyler Kolek just continues to rise. Like, I'm starting to become very trustworthy of him on the basketball court with Jalen Brunson, right? Because he has been playing well, but there's many people out there that are saying, let me see what it looks like in the playoffs. I want to see what it looks like in the playoffs. Well, like, if he's making plays like this, why can't this carry over into the postseason? I think it can. And the Knicks have a really good development happening with Tyler Kolek, because he's awesome, man. He's awesome. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, smash the like button. Gently hit the like button. Merry Christmas to every single one of you. Your New York Knicks win 126-124. They moved to 21-9 on the season. They are 15-2 in Madison Square Garden. Killer says, sick, bro. Baby Stockton. El Figgy says, play of the game. Chris Gotti says, who plays in place of Josh Hart? Chris Gotti's already putting Josh Hart out. We'll see the severity of Josh Hart. Iron, what's going on in the chat? Appreciate you in the chat. D. Tyler says, Mitch saved us. I don't want to overlook that. I mentioned it, but Mitchell Robinson's offensive rebounds in that fourth quarter propelled the run. Right? That's the beauty of this freaking Knicks team. It's not only one player. Like, it's not only Jalen Brunson. It's not only, Cat. It's everyone contributing. It's Jordan Clarkson coming in and dropping 25. It's Tyler Kolek coming in and dropping 16 and 9 in 25 minutes and having defensive plays of the game. Right? It's Cat, even though offensively he had a pretty bad game. It's the offensive rebound at the end those are winning plays, right? Mikal Bridges, baseline jumper that put the Knicks up. Jalen Brunson, he's a clutch animal, right? OG, I don't got to get into him. We know what he brings, but it's a team effort. Every single one of these players knows their job, knows their role, and that is why your New York Knicks are one of the best teams in the NBA right now, man. They are, right? They are. This is fun. This is fun. Man, oh man. Ty from X says Clarkson was cooking. Man, Clarkson was cooking in that second quarter. Let me go to Jordan Clarkson's second quarter numbers, because look, Knicks were down a couple of times big in this game. Second quarter comes around, in comes Jordan Clarkson. I go to the Real app to get the quarter stats. But look, man, Clarkson's been a really good addition for this team. Like, man, Clarkson in the second quarter, 11 points, plus 15, 4 or 5 from the field, 3 or 4 from 3 in that second quarter, right? And then in the second half, he drops 11 points. He hit 1-3 in the second half. Just a big, finishes with 25, 2 assists, 3 steals for Jordan Clarkson. And in the fourth quarter, Tyler Kolek, when it matters the most, 11 points, 2 assists, plus 14, 3 of 3 from 3 in that fourth quarter for Tyler Kolek, excuse me. Right? And let me get to JB, because look, we have these post games and sometimes I just gloss over greatness, but Brunson was awesome, right? Captain Clutch, man. There's a reason why you called him Captain Clutch. Hit some tough threes in that fourth quarter that just made you shake your head, and just like, this dude is an animal, man. Brunson in the fourth, 13 points, 2 assists, 3 or 4 from 3, 2 or 2 at the line for JB, and a 4 of 8 from the field. But man, this Knicks team is really exciting, guys. This is a major development that we have on our hands with Kolek here, And I'm happy that, look, you're 21-9, and look, Cavs, they've won 2 straight coming into this game. This could have been a feel-good win for them, right? Could have been a feel-good win, get back on track, win for them. But your New York Knicks said, no. What did they lead by? 16 in the fourth? 16 in the fourth, right? Or 17 in the fourth. Fourth quarter. Largest lead of the game for them was 17. Right? Low turnover game for the New York Knicks, 13. Rebounding's 43-45 even, but when it mattered the most, in the fourth, Mitch was dominating. Right? Knicks shot 48% from 3, man. Anytime you shoot 21 of 44 from 3, 48%, high chance, high probability of winning. And the New York Knicks did just that. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Merry Christmas to every single one of you. Happy Hanukkah as well. Loud and Clear says, we got the 6th man of the year, Jordan Clarkson, today, y'all. Yes, we did. Yes, we do. Nostalgic, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Nick Yak says, Diawara gave us good minutes. Yeah, in that first quarter, Diawara comes in, hits a 3. Hits a tough layup, post-up layup that rattles in, right? Then comes in the corner, hits a 3. Then I'm like, look, Diawara's leapfrog Yabusele, and I'm all for it, man. Yabu's done, man. He's chopped liver, man. I don't even know he's chopped liver. So you have a rookie leapfrogging a guy that was supposed to be our big signing this offseason, Yabu. So Diawara's playing, the playing time is increasing, starting to go up, and you're seeing baby steps, like little bits of baby steps for Diawara, and that's all we can hope for. And hopefully next year, he'll take the Kolek jump, he'll take the Kolek leap, like we're seeing right now. Look, we knew one of them was gonna leap, right? We all thought, who was it gonna be? We all questioned who was it gonna be, and right now it is Tyler Kolek. But yeah, good things from Diawara. And the Knicks are shorthanded and still no Deuce. Chris Gotti says, any words on Deuce and Shamit? No word. Not that I saw. I know Deuce is doing some basketball activities. Shamit, no word. Disrover says probably coming back next game for Deuce. Okay. Isaiah, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. He says, Ant, that step back 3 that Brunson hit in Mitchell's face made me jump out of my couch, man. Jalen Brunson loves that spot on the basketball court. The same spot where he hit. You're talking about the same spot where he hit the game winner in Nembhard's face. He loves that spot on the basketball court. And yes, cold-blooded killer, right? He gets fouled like most of the time, too, when he's going up for a 3. Defenders jump at his landing zone, right? Iron says Deuce will be back on minutes restriction next game. Okay, there we go. Look, I've been a little bit out of the loop, Christmas Day, so I haven't seen that news, but hopefully he's back next game. Nick Yak says Brunson never takes a back seat to Mitchell. No, he doesn't. Slow Runner says huge win against a revived Cavs squad. Yeah, look, Evan Mobley came back today after he was projected to be out, 2 to 4 weeks. He comes back, of course, versus the New York Knicks, right? Comes off the bench, and what did he give them? Evan Mobley. 25 minutes, 14 points. He was actually effective for them, right? He was actually effective for them. So, of course, there's a trend here, man. Players, it's Christmas Day. Obviously, he probably wanted to play in the Garden. But it seems like every single player that's out for injury comes back versus the New York Knicks, right? I'm sure the Lakers fans feel the same way. But, look, I thought the Cavs actually, what killed them is the Mitchell Robinson offensive rebounding in the fourth. And they just stopped playing. They just really stopped playing their game in the fourth quarter. And when you're facing a team as hungry as the New York Knicks, and when you don't put a body on Kolek, you're going to have to pay for that now. And, Mitchell had a really good game for them. Crazy dunk in the final minutes. I thought that shot that he took was going in, by the way. The full court heave. Could you imagine that? Oh, my God. Oh my God, I would have been impressed. I thought that was going in. I was like, oh man. But Garland, the flopper, man, Cavs fans talk about Jalen Brunson flopping. That's all I see on my X timeline. How about Darius Garland being the flop? Like, this dude is a loser, bro. He's a flopper. There was a clip where Mikal Bridges blocked the crap out of him, and he's sitting there. Could have been called for a Draymond kick to the groin area. This dude is a flopper, bro. That's all he does. 7 of 14 efficient game for them. Hunter was efficient. Mobley was good for them. Jared Tyson off the bench was good for them. You know, they just stopped playing in the fourth, and when you do that, you know, I'm sorry, you're gonna lose. You know, they played this was a game of like, okay, who wants it more in the final minutes of the fourth? Who wants it more? And when you're facing a Knicks team as hungry as we are, the streak continues. Have not lost back-to-back games since October. Right? Have not lost back-to-back games since October, and we were well on our way to doing that. But here we are, 21-9. 21-9, man. This Knicks team is special, right? This Knicks team is really special. We've hit our stride. We're starting to hit our stride really well, and in the midst of it, we're getting some really good play from a backup point guard who, you know, just needed playing time, because this would not be happening with the previous regime. And I hate to throw shots at that regime, but this wouldn't be happening. This wouldn't be happening, in my opinion. And maybe that motivation is what made Tyler Kolek the player he is today. Maybe, right? Maybe 10 years from now, Tyler Kolek is thanking Tom Thibodeau for, you know, keeping him hungry, making him want it more and more and more, because you can't really put a price on that either. But either way, it worked, right? It worked, right? Look, it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. It's going to be bumpy times. You saw Mike Brown first half in the Minnesota game. He said Tyler Kolek 10 shots. There was a story. They said on the ABC broadcast where Mike Brown and Tyler Kolek in the first half of the Minnesota game, Mike Brown was like, bro, 10 shots? Like, come on, man. We need you to take more shots. If you're going to take 10 shots, you got to make at least 40% of them. And in the second half, that's when Tyler Kolek in the Minnesota Timberwolves game played his ass off, right? It's stories like that make me a believer in him. Make me a believer in him. Like, I think this is real. I think this is sustainable. I don't think this is just a Jeremy Lin sanity. Like, I don't think that's that. I think it's real. Man, oh man. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Knicksmas. What a freaking game, man. What a freaking game. As soon as you think the New York Knicks are not going to find more ways to surprise you, they do. This was special. This was up there as one of my favorite watches, just as a game, you know. As soon as you think they're dead, they come back. And we've done that multiple times this year in the fourth quarter. Comeback. You know, the game. When teams go down 20, it's not over, man. We've seen it last year too. It's not over. And this Knicks team showed you that the hunger. They won a championship, man. They won a championship. Hit some of your comments. What are you guys saying in the chat? You guys can hit the Discord if you guys wanted to call in to the stream. Once again, Merry Christmas to you and yours. Hope you're enjoying your Christmas holiday. Knicks gave us a gift at 3 p.m. Chris says Cass not shooting enough threes. How many threes did he take tonight? 0-2, 2 threes tonight. Yeah, man, it's just the frustrating thing with Cat is the offensive fouls, man. And I like that he's being challenged by Mike Brown. Like, I like that Mike Brown is not, like, kind of like sticking up for him in the media, like complaining about the referees with the offensive fouls. He's saying, no, look, Cat, if he wants to be a superstar, if he wants to be one of the best players in the NBA, he has to stop doing that. Like, Mike Brown is literally going against the grain, but I love it. But he's doing it in a professional way, and he's doing it in a way where hopefully it'll get to Cat. Because, look, dude's making $50+ million a year. You got to stop the offensive fouls. You do. I mean, the first 30 seconds of this basketball game, again, I'm like, come on. And it's the same hook. It's the same wraparound. And you could tell the opponents, they know. They know that Cat is beefing with the officials. I saw it in the second half. Every pick that Cat set, you saw the Cleveland defender fall on the floor, try to flop, because they know the referees are more prone to call fouls against Cat. I don't know why, but it's a trend. But at the same time, Cat needs to be better, because in a pivotal moment, if he does one of these offensive fouls, I mean, I'll go crazy. Us Knicks fans will go crazy. Like, he can't do this, right? So hopefully he'll learn, he'll get better. But I don't know if he will. But we just have to, get his back. Hopefully he'll turn it around. But I like that Mike Brown is, kind of encouraging him, and kind of like, hopefully it's getting to him. Hopefully Cat is seeing these comments that Mike Brown is saying to Karl-Anthony Towns with the offensive fouls. Like, bro, if you want to be one of the best players in the NBA, you got to stop. This Rover says it's definitely not insanity, because Tyler's true skill is running the floor instead of shooting ability, which is still improving, by the way. Yep. I don't think it's insanity. El Figure says, I just realized OG had 8 points. Yeah, man, that's the beauty of this Knicks team, right? Right? OG can have 8 points, play great defense, right? Play good defense, 2 assists, 2 boards, 1 of 4 from 3, 7 shot attempts, and the Knicks still drop 126 and win. Chris says Knicks are comeback. Knicks are the king of the comebacks. Buzzer Beater says salute and Merry Christmas. Salute, Buzzer Beater. Merry Christmas. Merry Knicksmas. Merry Knicksmas. Man, oh man, here we are. So your New York Knicks winning a thriller. And again, Kolek is the real deal, guys. Real deal. He's not just a role player, I don't think. Well, he's a role player. But he's a difference maker. Like, he makes a difference out there. His passing ability and his vision, you saw even at the inbound pass, where he's guiding Karl-Anthony Towns, and he's with his head. He's like, bro, go that way, go right. He's just guided. Like, he's a point guard, right? He's a point guard. Where his passing ability has been always ahead of his scoring, but now you're seeing the whole package, right? Now you're seeing the whole package. So the buzz is Tyler Kolek right now. The buzz is Tyler Kolek. I don't think this is a random hot streak. Real production we're seeing from him. Confidence in his playmaking. Attacking the rim. Hitting shots, making the right reads. Right? Making the right reads. Coaches have talked about how hard he works. Mike Brown has talked about how hard he works. Even Tom Thibodeau has spoken about how hard he works. Jalen Brunson has spoken about how hard he works. But now he's involved in fourth quarter rotations. Right? Fourth quarter rotations. Big games. His role is just, it's nothing but up, right? Again, there will be some adversity, right? But today in the Garden on Christmas Day, fourth quarter, Tyler Kolek, he stepped up in a meaningful moment. He delivered, showed poise. Like, yeah, he has a new celly. I don't even know what his celly was. It was like a wave, like a bird wave. Maybe we got to work on that. I don't know what that was. Maybe I can pull a clip on that, but I don't know what that celly was. But he's showing that he belongs on this stage, man. And that's why the narrative is shifting here. That the New York Knicks, look, they're still looking for a backup point guard, but he's no longer just undersized point guard that is just a good passer and that's it. And defensively he is a liability. No. Man, he's gonna get stronger. He's gonna put on muscle. Right? I think he can. I think he's a real deal NBA contributor. Right? And if you're watching how him and Brunson function together, right? That a backcourt that's like defying expectations, right? You have this 6-foot guard next to this 5'10", 5'11" guard, right? No moment is too big for either of them. And let's be frank, Kolek has balls, man. And again, I said it. That's not something you could teach. You can't teach that, man. We saw it in college. We saw it at Marquette. A lot of people saw this at Marquette. And Leon saw it. There's a reason why he was the highest paid guaranteed money second-round pick ever. Guaranteed the most money to Tyler Kolek ever. And now, you know, Knicks fans, including myself, were putting him in trade machines 3 weeks ago for Jose Alvarado. Simply, it wasn't due to the fact that Kolek wasn't playing well, because he was. To me, it was always the trust factor, because we have one goal this season. It's to win an NBA championship. So in my opinion, I don't know if I can trust a Kolek off the bench in a big spot. Guys, I'm telling you, right now, I mean, how could you not? How could you not? He's showing you that you can. Right? Impactful minutes. Closing lineups with Brunson. Pushing the pace, defending in transition. And that's where I want to key on, defending in transition. Winning plays. Winning plays. Hell of a game, man. Hell of a game. Shout out to Tyler Kolek, man. One time for Tyler Kolek. Christmas Day in the Garden, ladies and gentlemen. Christmas Day. Christmas miracle. Chris Gotti says, in Leon we trust. And a lot of people are saying the Knicks have a conundrum. The Knicks have a situation on their hands when Deuce McBride and Landry Shamet come back. I don't think so. Deuce McBride and Tyler Kolek are two different players. McBride is more of a 2. Kolek is more of a 1 that's showing 2 capabilities with his shooting, right? And they're not the same player. So I never got that when people say when Deuce McBride comes back, where are the minutes? Mike Brown will figure it out. He's been really good at his rotations this year, but I never thought to myself when Deuce comes back, and now when Shamet comes back, then it's like, okay, now Mike Brown has to pick and choose, because now you have Shamet, Deuce, Clarkson, Kolek, right? Shamet, Deuce, Clarkson, Kolek, 4 guards off the bench that you have to mix and match. That's a lot. But when Deuce comes back, I'm not like he'll fit right in. Deuce does what he does. Catch and shoot. He's more of a catch and shoot player. He can't really play make, so I'm not really concerned one bit when Deuce McBride comes back. The minute distribution with him and Kolek, I think he'll fit in it like a glove. But it's when you add a Shamet, now you're like, okay, now you can't take Kolek off the court. You can't take Kolek off the court. You can't. There's no way in hell when Deuce McBride and Landry Shamet are back, there's no way in hell should Tyler Kolek be having a DMP coach's decision. No way. No way. You can't. This is real. Right? Merry Xmas, man. Great game all around. Focusing on Tyler Kolek, but shout out to Clarkson. Shout out to Mitch. Shout out to Hart. Shout out to JB. I know Yuri says Mikal didn't have it. OG didn't have it. No call from me today, but have a Merry Christmas. JB clutches Kolek is a dog. And what better way to have this drop in the chamber?
Blocked from behind by Kolek.
Guys, man. A lot of you guys were laughing at me for having that drop. But that's exactly what he did today.
Blocked from behind by Kolek.
That was last year that I clipped that. That was last year. Man, oh man. El Figure says Deuce can still play big minutes. Kolek at the 1 and Deuce at the 2. There are plenty of minutes for everyone under Mike Brown. Love that. Yeah, plenty of minutes for everyone under Mike Brown. And that's the beauty of having a coach that's willing to go against what we've been seeing for the last 5 years. And that's exactly why the New York Knicks wanted to move on from Tom Thibodeau, is because Mike Brown is playing more players and he's trusting them. Not only is he playing them, right? He's trusting them in pivotal moments. It's not like these players are making a mistake and getting yanked within the first 10 seconds of making that mistake. No, you make a mistake, stay out there and learn from it. You're seeing that with Diawara, right? You're seeing that with Diawara. He had a foul call today. I know he only played 4 minutes. Probably could have got there and got back in the game in the second half, But Garland, veteran move in that first quarter, up and under a little bit. He fouled him. I thought it was a little bit of a questionable call because Garland is a flopper, but he's letting his young players play growing pains, right? You have to learn. There's only one way to learn, and that's to play. Right? That's to play. Yuri with the super chat. Shout out to Yuri, first super chat of the night. Merry Christmas, Yuri. Okay, let's try this again. Now I got my Wi-Fi. Merry Christmas, Aunt. No call from me tonight. Kolek is a dog. That's New York grit. We didn't have the lead since halftime. Cavs are chokers. Appreciate you with the super chat, Yuri. The Cleveland Cavaliers. What is happening in Cleveland, ladies and gentlemen? I don't care. It's none of my business. Lights were too bright from Chris Gotti. Yep. Lights were too bright for them. I mean, the quotes, they write themselves, right? And literally, that's what Jared Allen said. Lights were too bright. He said that twice. Too bright. And now you look at the standings. Get this graphic off my screen for you guys. Detroit, man. Detroit, we coming. Detroit keeps winning though. 24-6. Knicks are 21-9. Boston is on their tail. They're on a streak. So 3 teams in the East. You have the Knicks 21-9, Pistons 24-6, Celtics 18-11. All are 8-2 in their last 10 games. If you want to include the NBA Cup, I mean, but apparently that game is no longer in the history books, stat-wise. We still won the Cup. But Raptors are behind. Like, there's no one that, other than the Pistons, Knicks, Celtics, which is honestly surprising to me that the Boston Celtics, not surprising, honestly. I thought they would always be a playoff team. A lot of people were writing them off, but look, here they are, top 3 in the East. And Tatum might be coming back. But Cavs, look, even though we beat the Cavs today, look, guys, the Cavs are frauds, man. Like, that's why when people talk about the Cavs in the national media, like they give the Cavs and Knicks were to match up in the playoffs, like it'll be a battle. No, stop, man. Stop. Like, the Cavs are frauds. Like, come on. We know that 2 years ago when we beat them. They won 60-something games last year and got bounced in the second round. They're frauds. They're probably going to fire their coach. They're probably going to trade some pieces. They're frauds, man. And the Cavs fans are the worst, too. They're the worst. They talk the most ish about Brunson. They push the crappy narrative, the foul baiting stuff. He's overrated. They're the worst. But not all of them. Some are nice. But you mean to tell me a championship level team has that big of a lead in the fourth quarter in the Garden on Christmas Day, and you give that up, and then you lose, and then you lose on top of that? So come on, man. Take a look at the Knicks' schedule. You know, they lose in Minnesota, but that was a kind of like a, you know, it was a good. I would say that's one of the good losses. You know, Randall went off in the fourth, like I said. I would say that's kind of a good loss because Kolek got his run, had his career night. Guys still competed their ass off in Minnesota, right? Randle just hit some tough shots in the fourth. Okay, no Brunson, no OG, we move on. Again, the New York Knicks play 83 games this season because of the NBA Cup. The Knicks and the Spurs both play 83 games this season. Spurs just beat OKC again. So that win against the San Antonio Spurs is, I mean, it's a good win. It's a good win, guys. So now we hit the road. Whoa, what am I doing? So now we hit the road at Atlanta, right? At New Orleans, and then the rematch at San Antonio, New Year's Eve. Can't wait for this one. You know they're gonna want some revenge, right? They're gonna want some revenge. But right now, we just have to, give this New York Knicks team their grace because they're playing really well. They're playing really good basketball, right? Really good basketball. They're playing better than they were last year. In terms of analytics, right? We're now top 10 in defensive rating. I think we're 8, top 5 in offensive rating, right? So essentially same team. I know you had Clarkson, and he's actually been boosting us like really well. He's bought in, and that's another thing. He's bought in. Like a lot of teams were questioning Jordan Clarkson, and they were like, I don't know how he's going to play on this Knicks team that's ready to win when he's been in nothing but losing situations down in Utah. But one thing I noted is when we signed him is that, look, he's going to be surrounded around veterans, around guys he knows, around, winners. And when you get bought in and when you are in a winning culture and when you have a culture that the New York Knicks have been building for years now, when you insert yourself in the rotation and in the culture and you sign with the New York Knicks, you're seeing how Jordan Clarkson is fitting with this group, right? You're seeing. We wouldn't have won the cup without Clarkson. Come on now. Those threes, team effort. But we don't win this game without Clarkson. I mean, it's a team effort. I don't want to say like we wouldn't have won this game without a single player, but he's bought in, right? He's bought in. And now, look, I know it's December, but I think I can trust Clarkson. I think I could trust Clarkson and Kolek off the bench. I think I can. I could trust Deuce. That's 8. I could trust Deuce in the playoffs. I could trust Mitch. That's 9. So, I love what we're seeing. Mac Jean says, we play Detroit soon. January 5th. Yep, January 5th. The Detroit Pistons in Detroit. 7 o'clock on Peacock in Detroit, Monday, January 5th, to kick off the new year. So, yeah, I can't wait for that matchup. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks are playing hell of a basketball team. Chris Gotti says, damn, $19 for tickets is crazy. Bro, I could probably sit courtside in New Orleans for what? 2 tickets right next to the Knicks bench. $590. All right, let's $5. Even still, courtside in New Orleans, $2,200. Hey, I tell you what, if you've always wanted to sit courtside and watch the Knicks, $2,200 ain't bad to watch them courtside, right? We're talking about courtside, feet on the floor, right? In the action, row 1. That ain't bad. Look, Pelicans stink. That's why those tickets are so cheap. But the tickets today in the Garden were, starting in the 3s, I believe, starting in the 3s. So, El Figgy says, you don't win this game without Clarkson and Kolek. They're the 2 guys that never gave up today. Great hustle off the bench, and Mitch as well with his hustle in the 4th. Let me point out Mitchell Robinson's rebounds in that 4th. Let me get that for you guys. Yeah, man. Mitch, 4 minutes, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, +- 4 offensive boards, 4 defensive boards, 13 boards as a total. But 8 rebounds in that 4th quarter, man. 4 offensive. Extra possessions. It's a team thing. Right? We have a bunch of guys that play for the front of the jersey and not the back of the jersey. We do. We have a bunch of guys that play for the front of the jersey. The New York Knicks, the Knicks, and not the name on the back. And that's what gives me confidence that this New York Knicks team will go far in the playoffs and hopefully make it to the NBA Finals. El Figgy says Clarkson and Kolek are putting the league on notice. Hey, NBA, the New York Knicks have a bench. Crazy thing is, I think the Knicks will probably make another trade too come February. You know, maybe ship off Yabu. Maybe get another ball handler in here. But Clarkson is killing everything, killing those rumors. Like maybe he's the guy. Like he's the guy. Sometimes the answers are within the building, and I'm sure that Leon Rose and Mike Brown have spoken. Like let's give Kolek, let's see what he is capable of, because Brogdon retires before the season, and if Brogdon, like, would we be seeing this if Brogdon was on this team? I don't know. But sometimes the opportunity comes knocking, and Tyler Kolek has taken advantage of this opportunity and then some, right? It's not like he's legit playing like a sixth man of the year winner. Like, that's how he's playing right now off the bench. So I love it. I love what we're seeing. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. 2026 next year. Crazy. Crazy. Nick Yak says, whose minutes is the new player getting that don't start on the team? Yeah, look, you can never have enough depth. I'm not saying if the New York Knicks acquire somebody in February, if that player is going to play, or it will play in spot minutes, or you need him in the big. I don't know. You can never have enough depth, because when you're trying to beat the best of the best in OKC or wherever makes it out of the West, that team is going to be extremely deep, right? That team's going to be really deep and lengthy. I still do think the Knicks need another wing off the bench, but the Yabu situation it sucks. It's a damper. Woody says, what's going on with Towns? Yeah, look. He saved his game by the offensive rebound that he had in the final moments of the fourth quarter. Like, he saved his bacon, right? And let me just share my screen with you guys, because I want to go through these highlights right now. Here it is. Here it is. For ball knowers, once more, for the folks in the back, if you cleanly dislodge the ball first, subsequent contact, no matter how egregious it might feel, is incidental. The call was correctly overturned. So I'm sure Cavs fans are crying about that. That's probably why. Are Cavs fans crying about that? Maybe. Who won Defensive Player of the Year? The Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Game. Did that come out yet? Did that come out? Let me see if that came out. Appreciate you guys in the chat once again. Let's go to Knicks. All ball. All ball. The greatest gift of all, a New York Knicks win. Mikal. Mikal Bridges wins Defensive Player of the Game. That literally just came out seconds ago. I get it. I understand it. I would have gave it a Kolek just based on that freaking defensive play. I would have gave it a Kolek for the hell of it. But Mikal wins it. Well, the thing about these pictures are hilarious is that Josh Hart is back in the back with kind of like, he's like half naked in the back, and they taking pictures. It's freaking hilarious. Shamit, Kolek, dog, man. Dog. Puma. Deuce. Yabu, man. You worked hard, Yabu. You worked hard tonight, man. A lot of high fives for Yabu. A lot of high fives for Yabu Selly. Give it up for Yabu Selly, man. Working hard out there, man. Look, guys, I don't want to shit on him, but play better. Brunson. Diawara. Give it a year. Diawara's going to be really good. Cat. You know, Merry Knicksmas. Merry Knicksmas from the New York Knicks, man. Merry Knicksmas. Let me put this in the see if I can get some highlights going. Once again, thank you for the support. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Appreciate you guys in the chat. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit us up on Instagram. It's at Knicks Nation. At Knicks Nation on X. We are on X. Hit us up on X as well. But your New York Knicks are now 21-9 on the season after a comeback victory against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And look, Cavs were supposed to be this big bad team in the East, no longer. The New York Knicks, after they've won 2 straight games, pretty much sucked whatever momentum they had out. Ooh, Brunson step back. Whew. Look at the score, guys. 109-100, 6:34 left. That's when the game changed. There we go. Brunson pick. He loves that corner. Step back. Boom. Loves it. Swish. Look at that, man. Yo, this dude is incredible. Kolek got balls. Balls. Yeah, Chris, I would have given him the hard hat, too. Brunson loves this corner. Loves this spot. If we are going to have a close game in the playoffs, you know Jalen Brunson's going back to that spot. You just know it. Kolek, oof. Big putback for Karl-Anthony Towns there. Big putback for Cat there. Another play of the game. Right? And right there, OG Anunoby wide open dunks kind of seals the game. Cavs hits the 3. Donovan Mitchell almost damn near wins the game for them. That would have been crazy. But, yeah. Here we are, guys. This is really fun. L Figure says if Landry is going to be out any longer, I like to see more Trey Jameson. Love what we have seen from Trey Jameson as well. On a 2-way. Wasn't dressed tonight, but don't know I don't know if we will. Like if everyone's healthy, obviously not. But in a pinch, you know that he can go out there and give you boards. Big boy. L Figure says I don't want to see any more 8-9 man rotations when we have serviceable players on the bench. L Figure, no more. No more. That ended with Tom Thibodeau going out the door. It did. Kolek showing why his nickname was the Long Island Michael Jordan. That was his nickname. Wow. Long Island Michael Jordan. Wow. Long Island Michael Jordan. Shout out Cat asking whether to purposely miss that free throw or not to confirm making it and then miss anyway. Yeah, Kolek played for what high school? Ooh, let me look that up. What high school? Tyler. I know he played for Marquette. Tyler Kolek attended St. George's High School, Middletown, Rhode Island. Transferred from Cumberland High. Let me just put this on my screen. Man, oh man. Transfer from Cumberland High, was named the 2020 NEPSAC Class B Player of the Year before committing to George Mason and eventually Marquette. Rhode Island. St. George. And the funny thing is, when he came out, he was a little on the older side, right? Older rookie. How is he, 25, 24? He turns 25 next March. Still super young. He's listed at 6'3". Ain't no way in hell 6'3". But we know he went to Marquette. NCAA assist leader. Where we see that. I mean, 16-9 tonight. G League Showcase MVP. Second team All-American. Third team All-American in 2023. Big East Player of the Year in 2023, as we all know. Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Year. A lot of accomplishment for him. Listed at 6'3", this rover. They ain't 6'3". They ain't 6'3". Hell of a sophomore year for Tyler Kolek, man. Hell of a sophomore year for Tyler Kolek. She's getting the playing time. He's performing, and here we have a breakout on the and that we're seeing. Merry Christmas to every single one of you guys in the chat. Once again, appreciate the support. Thanks for rocking with me on this Christmas day. I'm going to go ahead and head off, spend some time with the fan. Make sure you guys follow on all socials. Subscribe. Like this video if you haven't done so already. And hit me up on X, at Knicks Nation, at Knicks Nation on Instagram. And shout out to the boys. Shout out to Kolek. I'll probably post another Tyler Kolek video later today. Just giving him his shine because he's just been awesome. Shout out to every single one of you guys. Let's go Knicks. Let's hit the road and continue this winning streak. And let's go. Playing really good basketball. Shout out to the boys. Stay safe. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. Happy holidays. Thanks for rocking with me. I'll catch you guys next time. As always, let's go Knicks. Peace.
Brunson a three. Bam! Jalen Brunson!